سمع حضرة الخليفة الأول بالمسيح الموعود عليه الصلاة والسلام بسبب ما قام به حضرة المسيح الموعود من دفاع عظيم عن الإسلام في ذلك الوقت مقابل هجمات المتنصرين وغيرهم من الأديان في الهند كالهندوس وغيرهم. عندما سمع به وعرف عن خبره توجه مباشرة إلى قاديان، وهناك بمجرد أن وقعت عينه عليه أدرك تماما بأنه صادق، وتوجه إليه وطلب منه أن يأخذ منه البيعة لكي يكون تابعا ومريدا له. لكن المسيح الموعود عليه الصلاة والسلام قال بأن الله تبارك وتعالى لم يأمره في ذلك الوقت بأخذ البيعة، فقبل حضرته، ولكنه اشترط على حضرة الإمام المهدي والمسيح الموعود عليه الصلاة والسلام أن يكون أول من يأخذ منه البيعة عندما يؤمر من الله تبارك وتعالى بذلك.
After his first meeting with Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, he kept in constant touch with him by correspondence and meetings from time to time. On one occasion when he fell ill, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad went to Jammu to inquire after his health. In March 1889, he was the first one to make the covenant of allegiance at the hands of Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, as he had wished.
But at that time, Hadhrat Masih I did not make any claim of being the Messiah or Mahdi. That was disclosed to him later on. And when he made this claim, and Hadhrat Maulana Noor-ud-din Sahib was also informed about that, at that time his reaction was exemplary, marvelous, extremely inspiring. He immediately agreed to this one, and he said, I fully agree wholeheartedly to this claim and I accept it.
Maulana Noor-ud-din's first marriage took place in Beira in 1871, when he was 30 years of age. He was married to Fatima Bibi Sahiba, who was the daughter of Mufti Sheikh Muharram Qureshi Sahib. She passed away in 1905.
हज़रत खलीफतुल मसीह अव्वल की पहली औलाद में से जो है सिर्फ और लड़कियां थीं, 2 लड़कियां थीं, अमामा और हफ्सा, और आपकी नरीन औलाद कोई नहीं थी। तो हज़रत मसीह मौद की बड़ी ख्वाहिश थी कि आपकी दूसरी शादी की जाए जिससे नरीन औलाद भी हो, और उसके लिए आपने बहुत तगदो की। हज़रत खलीफतुल मसीह अव्वल को इस बात पर राज़ी किया कि वो दूसरी शादी करें। तो ये जो दूसरी बेगम थी, इनका नाम सोगरा बेगम था, और ये सूफी अहमद जाल साहब की बेटी थी। और इनसे फिर हज़रत खलीफतुल मसीह अव्वल की औलाद में 5 औलादें हुई, जिनमें 1 बेटी और 4 बेटे थे। बेटी का नाम अमतुलही था, बेटों में सबसे बड़े अब्दुलसलाम उमर थे। और आपकी शादी, सैयद अमतुलही की शादी, हज़रत खलीफतुल मसीह अव्वल की वफ़ात के बाद हज़रत मसीह मौऊद अलैहिस्सलाम के सबसे बड़े साहिबजादे हज़रत मिर्ज़ा बशीरुद्दीन महमूद अहमद के साथ हुई, जो कि खलीफा सानी थे।
The first annual convention of the Ahmadiyya community was scheduled to be held in late December 1891. The promised Messiah invited Maulana Noor-ud-din to Qadian to participate. That year, 75 members of the community attended the convention. Maulana Noor-ud-din had the unique distinction of taking part in all the annual conventions that were held in the lifetime of the promised Messiah. His employment with the state of Jammu and Kashmir ended in 1892 after 15 years. The reason for termination of this employment was his devotion to Islam. He left Jammu and returned to his home in Beira, where he started the construction of a large building with the design of establishing himself in Beira as a physician. While the construction was in progress, he had to go to Lahore to procure certain building materials and fittings. Having completed his errand in Lahore, he thought that this was a good opportunity of going to Qadian for another meeting with the promised Messiah, so he proceeded to Qadian, intending to return to Lahore the same day.
So now something very interesting happened. When he was there and he met the promised Messiah ﷺ for the first time, so he remarked that, well, Maulvi Sahib, I am very happy that you are here, and I hope that you are going to stay here for some time. So that meant that Hadhrat Maulana Noor-ud-din Sahib was to stay there And he happily said, yes, I'm going to stay. So he stayed, but he still thought that maybe it's only for a couple of days, or maybe after a week I will be allowed to go back.
Later on, a couple of days later, Hadhrat Masih I told him that why does he not ask his wife to come down from Behra so that he should come and join him, so that she should serve him. So he wrote to her and she came over to Qadian. Now during this time he never thought of telling Hadhrat Masih I that Hazur, I came only to pay a visit only for a couple of hours, and I have left some construction material in Lahore which has to be shifted to Behra for the construction of my clinic. He never mentioned it. He did not give the slightest indication that he had come only for a couple of hours. Anyway, he stayed, and a couple of days later, Hadhrat Masih said, Maulana Sahib, you have a very good library of your own in Behra. Why don't you send it for here? So he wrote to somebody, and the library was shifted to Qadian.
अब वहाँ कादियान में एक तरह की रिहाइश हो गई, बेगम भी आ गई, कुतुबखाना भी आ गया, किताबें भी सारी आ गई। तो एक दिन हज़रत मसीह मौद अलैहिस्सलाम ने फरमाया कि हकीम साहब, अब आप भेरे का ख्याल दिल से निकाल दें। तो हकीम साहब ने कहा कि मैंने सोचा कि भेरे को भूलना तो आसान है, लेकिन दिल से निकालना कैसे होगा। लेकिन मौजज़ा देखिए, बल्कि मैं इसको कहूँगा कि ये एक तरह की करामत ही है कि मसीह के मुंह से निकले हुए अल्फाज हज़रत खलीफतुल मसीह अव्वल के दिल पर ऐसे असरअंदाज हुए कि आप फरमाते हैं कि मुझे फिर कभी दोबारा भेरे का ख्याल तक नहीं आया कि पीछे कोई मेरी जायदाद थी या मैं कोई मकान बनवा रहा था या कोई बात थी। ना, बिल्कुल कहते हैं कि उसके बाद मुझे कभी भेरे का ख्याल नहीं आया।
عندما انتقل حضرة الخليفة الأول رضي الله عنه إلى قاديان حقيقة كان مثالا للطاعة الكاملة كما ينبغي بالنسبة لمتبع للإمام المهدي والمسيح الموعود عليه الصلاة والسلام. كان يتحرك ليس بأوامر الإمام المهدي عليه الصلاة والسلام، وإنما بإشاراته، يعني مجرد أن يدرك بأن الإمام المهدي عليه الصلاة والسلام يرغب في ذلك كان يتم أي أمر يشعر بأنه مرغوب من قبله. كان طبعا يقدم الخدمات بصفته طبيب لكل القاطنين في قاديان والذين يزورون قاديان، وكان أيضا يقدم الدروس في القرآن الكريم وفي الحديث الشريف، فكان مصدرا للمنفعة المادية والمعنوية لكل من كان في قاديان.
In 1896, he was asked to preside over the second-day sitting of the historic Conference of Great Religions that took place in Lahore from the 26th to the 29th of December. The conference was organized by a number of representative non-Muslims. The promised Messiah was also invited to address the conference. He did not attend himself, but authored a compelling and scholarly treatise for this occasion, which was read at the conference. It was later published under the title, The Philosophy of the Teachings of Islam.
معظم الدخل الذي كان يتقاضاه حضرة مولانا نور الدين أثناء عمله في الطب من الأجور القليلة أيضا التي كان يتلقاها كانت تنفق على الأيتام والأرامل والفقراء والطلاب المعوزين الذين كانوا يأتون للدراسة في قاديان وحتى خارج قاديان. وقد أنشأ حضرته دار اليتامى لرعاية الأيتام ودار الشيوخ لرعاية الكبار في السن، وأدارهما في تلك الفترة.
When Talimul Islam School, Qadian, started functioning in 1898, he taught Arabic there. He was so generous that a number of students received expenses for education from him. The Jamaat has always been on the forefront of utilizing the media technology for spreading its message of peace to the world. In October 1902, under the direction of the promised Messiah, a brief commentary on chapter 103 of the Holy Quran was recorded on a phonograph record by Maulana Noor-ud-din. From this rather humble beginning, 90 years later in 1992, it grew to become MTA International, the community's own satellite channel.